Hello to all the space cadets. It is AD with Cosmic Astrology, and I'm going to be doing your Zodiac reading. Today, we are going to be looking into the energy of Libra. So welcome to the channel if you identify as a Libra, okay? Just a friendly disclaimer before we get started. I do subscribe to Vedic Astrology, so my placements could be a little different than yours, but you can be watching this video if you are a Sun in Libra in Western Astrology or a Moon in Libra in Western Astrology, or if you are a Libra rising or a Libra moon in sidereal Vedic astrology. If you identify as Libra, then you are in the right spot. It's going to make a difference because at the end of this reading, I like to do an astrological analysis, and how you're watching this reading is how you're going to listen to how that is affecting you. Okay, so anyways, let's go ahead and get into your reading for our Libra peeps. What is going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? No, what's going on? We have the Five of Pentacles. I'm in a really great mood, guys, if you can't tell. Because the sun is out and I woke up early. Like, I am a morning person to my core. I don't know why I need to tell you this, but I'm a morning person to my core, and I'm having a really great morning because I love morning times. When I wake up and the sun's out, like, there's nothing better than that to me. All right, so anyways, starting off with the Five of Pentacles to the Judgment card. Five of Pentacles, again, a little bit of a heavy energy to start off with. The Three of Wands, but you are moving past it. But let's keep building out the rest of this spread just to see where the storyline's going. But I really am very much encouraged by this first line. Starting off this time period and possibly a financial bind or not, or like money, living situations, any of that stuff. The Nine of Cups, nice. The King of Wands. The Seven of Cups. But the time period that we are looking into is going to be about mid-February to mid-March, when the sun enters into sidereal Aquarius is kind of the time frame that we're looking at. That is the Seven of Wands, so 2 sevens. What is going on for our Libras? Oops. The Tower, and it snuck out there. And so I will say this Tower moment is like kind of a slow fallen tower. And the Four of Cups. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Swords. So quite similar to the Gemini reading, but also quite different, if I'm being completely honest. And the reason I say that is because I do think we travel in packs. So you should watch this. All the air signs might be able to relate in one way or another, you know, because we're all going through the same things. But anyways, let's look into it. So definitely some blockages about wanting to move forward, Gemini. I feel like excuse me, not Gemini. We were talking about Libras. Okay, so Libras. Sorry about that. Libras. We are looking at, you definitely want to move forward with something, but there is something in the physical 3D world that is blocking you from doing that. Your passions want you there, your emotions are telling you to do something, but there is a blockage, or at least a perceived blockage from outside sources, and that is causing a lot of confusion with the Seven of Cups here. It's like, what is my next step? I want to grow, I want to expand, I kind of see the future here, but I don't know what next steps to take. I'm actually feeling a little frustrated, and I'm just kind of sitting and waiting for something to happen, you know, in a sense. And so that's why this middle line is so interesting, because it kind of shows that, like, there's going to be a sudden shift in your reality. Like, there's going to be some sort of, you're going to be noticed in some way, or you're going to be called to action in some way. It's going to catch you off guard, but it is going to force you out of this very stagnant state. That's going to be different for each and every one of you. It's going to be different for all of you watching this video. Whatever it is that's going to trigger you to move, you're going to move, and it's going to be something out of your control, and you're not going to be able to avoid it. Libra, that might sound a little bit scary. I don't mean to scare you, because I don't think that it's scary at all, but this is like an inciting incident that is going to force you to move on from something that has been keeping you stagnant. It's just going to force you out of a comfortable situation, or force you out of an uncomfortable situation. So you are called to grow, you're called to stand up, and you're called to take on and be brave and take on this challenge. You know, it's the exact opposite, especially with the King of Wands here. You know, your opposite is Aries. So it really feels like Spirit is asking you to step into a more of an Aries version of yourself, or instead of being the diplomatic one, instead of trying to hear everybody's thoughts, you know, stop letting that limit you in what it is that you want to do. It's about ignoring what other people are saying, ignoring what other things are, you know, what forces are working against you sometimes. And it's about taking the bull by the horns and going to go do what you want to do. And I say this with an implicit bias. I'm an Aries moon myself, so I'm like this all the time. In fact, I attract a crap ton of Libras. A crap ton of Libras, because I think we balance each other out. So it's just like, here, borrow some of my Ariesness, Libra, because you need it. Because whatever it is that you want to do with this next chapter, you're not going to be able to do it trying to put everybody else before you. You're going to have to step into a mode of selfishness for a minute, because I definitely feel a lot of stagnancy. So we're going to look into that, especially we'll see if it comes up in the astrological analysis. So now we have the Nine of Cups, the Judgment card, the Seven of Cups, and the Tower. So the beautiful thing about this inner issue, and I hate to be so up and down, but it really depends, Libra, on what energy you're vibing in. Whatever this Tower moment is, it can be perceived as a dream come true, or it can be perceived as a nightmare. Let me give you a real example of a dream I just had. So hopefully you don't take it as like the worst thing. So, story time. I want to get into the entertainment industry, okay? All the time. Since a youngin', I've been doing theater since I was about 12. Anyways, so when I was younger, I used to really hate practicing. And I think it was because my Ariesness, I was just very, very impatient. And I was just like, I'll wing it. Like, I wasn't really a planner. I'm still not, but I'll tell you about this dream. But when I was younger, I was particularly bad at wanting to practice. I didn't like to hear myself failing. And because I didn't like to hear myself fail, I didn't work to get better. But you see how bad that, you see how contradictory that is? It's not how that works. I can say I've grown out of it now, but that was a big energy that would have kept me stagnant, was just not wanting to even risk failing or looking dumb or hitting the wrong note. So, but you miss every shot you don't take. Anyways, had this dream. I was like in an acting class. So if you can picture a room full of actors and they're practicing or whatever, we're about to audition for something. And I walk in with a friend. I'm not sure who this person is in real life, but I walk in with a friend and they introduce me straight to the director. And I go straight to the director and he's just like, hey, this is AD. She's really talented. Just bigs me up. And the director's like, okay, awesome. I can't wait to hear what you got. I pretty much know me and the director click that moment. So in my soul, in my spirit, I'm like, oh, I got this in the bag. I'm not even worried about it. So he's just like, all right, let's start the auditions. AD, you go first. I start freaking out because it was brought to my attention in this dream that I didn't practice. I did not remember any of the lines I didn't remember the lines that I was supposed to recite. And it was only like 3 sentences. I saw the piece of paper, but I didn't even look at the piece of paper. So when I went first, I was like, I thought that I was going to have the opportunity to listen to other people. And right before I was about to wake up for this dream, I'm sitting over there and I'm opening my mouth and I'm about to just Hail Mary the shiz out of this. And I wake up. So I don't know if I was able to pull it off or not, but I do know that I was completely unprepared. So it was a wish come true, right? A dream come true. If a director was like, you have this in the bag. All you have to do is nail this out, audition. I will hand you this role. You don't have to work for it. But it was an absolute nightmare that I was completely ill-prepared and did not rehearse. And so from that dream, it scared me so much, guys. I promise you, Libra, I hope this story makes sense. But it scared me so freaking much that I have literally been practicing so much. Singing. I wake up, I sing. I've learned like 3 new songs just in case somebody knocked on my door tomorrow and was like, here's an opportunity. I would be prepared. If somebody handed me a script tomorrow, I would read that script. I would work with that script. Stuff that I would never do when I was younger because I just took it for granted. But that dream scared me so much to have what I wanted right there in front of me. But because of my lack of preparation and because of my old habits, I did not grab it. It turned into a freaking nightmare, okay? And so that is this energy that I'm getting for you, Libra, is like, there's something that you want and you can have it, but you're going to have to do something that makes you uncomfortable. For me, it was practicing and just being scared of failure to begin with that I didn't like to practice. Don't be afraid of failure. You have to get better. And since I've been practicing so much, I'm way more confident. Like, I'm not where I want to be yet by any means, but I'm so much better than I was when I had that dream a couple weeks ago. See what I'm saying? So I didn't mean to make that reading all about me, but I didn't want to paint a very scary picture, because the way that this looks, it could seem super high stakes, and it isn't high stakes. It just depends on what you want out of life. I don't want you to go walk away from this reading like, oh my gosh, my whole world's about to fall apart, blah, 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 blah. It's not that serious. It's just like, if an opportunity came a knocking on your door tomorrow, the opportunity that you truly wanted, have you done the work? Are you prepared? Can you do your elevator speech? Because you can surprisingly get this wish. It's about judgment call. It's about judgment time. The universe is like, are you seriously wanting what you say that you want? Do you really want what you say that you want? Because if you do, we'll give it to you. But you're going to have to show us. This point of being stagnant, you're not going to be able to do that anymore. You're not going to be able to feel like you're outside looking in anymore. You have to go in, you have to get inside the club. You can't hate from outside the club. You got to get in. I was like, I want to write down what I thought that this should be named, but before I forget, but of course I already forgot. Dang it. It's gone. I was like, so hopefully the name of this reading comes to me, or another one does. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and move over into your Lenormand so we can look at your heart, mind, and spirit. So yeah, I know that turned into a little bit of a story time, Libra, but I really hope that that gave you some example for what it is that you're trying to tackle in your life, because you have so many blessings and gifts that are coming toward you. You're going to have an opportunity for elevation, but if you are ill prepared, I saw this. Look at how they're falling flat on their face. I hate to be so harsh. I do, but it's true. You need to hear it. If you don't prepare and you don't practice, you will fall flat on your face. I think that I have a great voice. I'm going to brag just a second, just to paint a picture for you. But I think I have an awesome voice. There are times where I have walked into an audition because I did not practice enough that I completely failed and I sounded horrible. And those people are like, can she even carry a tune? And I can, but I fell flat on my face because I was ill prepared. I don't ever want to put myself in that situation again. I'm so happy that I did it when I was younger, so I make sure not to do it when I'm older. I've grown, I've learned. This is an opportunity for you to grow, for you to learn, so you don't fall flat on your face again. You don't want that. And I won't say that this is like the only opportunity that you're going to get in life. This is just an opportunity that you're going to get in life, and whatever experience that you have from this opportunity, it's going to kind of dictate how you feel about the rest of your journey. So if you go in and you get this audition or whatever, you're going to feel so happy because you did it, and that's going to give you the confidence. But if you go into this situation and you don't do well, then you're going to be back at square one, like, why am I doing this? So just don't block your blessing. Look at this. This right here here's the blessing. Don't block it. Do not block your own blessing by being too afraid to put yourself out there and being too afraid to fail. So anyways, what is it? You miss every shot you don't take. All right, so we are looking at your heart. I love that because the clover it peeked out, but it didn't come out fully, so I stuck it back, but it's out. So you really are blessed on this next leg of your journey. Again, you have the charisma, you have the charm, you have the opportunity to do whatever it is that you want to do in life. You really do. Even the star card coming out. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Libra, your heart. I mean, your mind is just so open to the possibilities. You got extra cards, but look how beautiful this is. A brand new spanking opportunity that you can have, a good, fortunate opportunity, but you're going to have to go down the path less traveled. You're going to have to take some sort of risk. You're going to have to take some daring behavior. Again, burning from that Aries energy. It's just going to have to be what it is. But I see a really beautiful opportunity coming in for you if you allow it to be and if you prepare yourself for it. Okay? You have to be prepared for this blessing. And then your actions for the month. Right. Your actions, it's up to you. We have the moon. So something is certainly being illuminated at the end of this like time period. I'm sorry, I said month, but this time period. But I really do feel like do not let your mind stop you from seeing this beautiful new opportunity that you have, but you're going to have to take it. It's going to knock at your door, but if you don't walk through that door, then it's not going to stay forever. I don't know how much more I can put. I'm not going to harp on it anymore, but these cards are just backing up that same thing. There's an opportunity, clear as day, but you have to choose to walk down that path. It is not going, you're not going to be forced to walk down it by yourself. And you will, I will say this, you will regret not preparing for this. That is the name of your reading. Because I think that that's it. You will absolutely regret not doing this if you don't do it right. You will look back on this in your life and be like, dang, I had this opportunity. And I'll tell you another story about my father. And he played professional football way back when in the day. And he actually met the Under Armour's guy before he was Under Armour dude. And he wanted my dad to be a brand ambassador for him. And my dad was just like, okay, whatever. And he didn't really look into it. He didn't follow up. He was just so focused on whatever he was focused on. Who knows what at the time as a young professional athlete, who knows. But he was doing whatever he wanted to do. And guess what? Now that person is Under Armour. And my dad literally could have been on that team. And he tells that story all the time. He's a spokesperson. It's not like he sits and grabs a beer and shares the story. No, it's not like that. He's done other very magnificent things with his life. He's written a book. He's changed his life. So again, it was an opportunity. But I know that he looks back on it as like, I knew the fucking Under Armour dude and I didn't do shit about it, So please do not live to regret this if you talk yourself out of it with the mice here, because you do have just a lovely opportunity for a commitment, something long-term, could be a new job if that's what you're looking for, but something to deal with the long-term, blessed, fortunate, absolutely a new network, a new group of friends, a new social circle, but you are going to have to be the one to walk through that opportunity and walk through those doors. It's not just going to fall out of the sky. Yeah, it's going to fall out of the sky somewhat, but you have to actually go catch it. Okay, Gemini. So I'm sorry, Gemini. Oh my gosh. I keep saying Gemini. Libra. I apologize so much. But these energies, you should honestly watch the Gemini reading because it's very, very, very similar to this. But I apologize, my Libra people. Okay, I apologize. Okay, now we're going to move into your oracles. But before we do that, if I have not offended you by repeatedly calling you Geminis, then please consider like, sharing, subscribing. Hit that notification bell if you'd like to see any more readings from me. Check out the description box follow me on social media. You should definitely follow me on Twitter and follow me on Instagram. I post daily tarots there. And what was the last thing I wanted to say? Oh yeah, the big thing. Please check out my music. I was able to release my very first EP. And so that's a real dream and a real passion of mine. So I'm going to link that in the description box and also in the comment section below. So if you have any extra time, please consider supporting me in that. It would mean the absolute world to me. All right, enough about that. Let's get into your oracles, Libras. Whew. Prosperity lies ahead. Oh my goodness. Yes, you're on the right track if you take the right course of action. And it's slow, even Taurus represents just putting in that work, being disciplined, being a little bit more grounded. Everybody else has so much Pinnacle energy. You're like the only reading this thus far that's had pretty much all other signs. So that's interesting. And then you have soulmates, 415, which equals change. I like this key. Look at this key. So there's an opportunity here. It's just the right fit. I do think that the soulmate, especially with the ring card here, it could be another person. This could also be a relationship. Maybe that's kind of the background of this reading, Libra, is that you could have a relationship that's coming towards you, but because of past experiences, you don't know if it's what you want. And so I feel like it's all of these things. I feel like you're meeting an awesome person. I feel like you're having awesome opportunities. Sorry, the garbage truck is going by. But I feel like you're meeting the right people, you're making the right connections, you're getting the right networks. Because you're making the right connections, you're meeting the right people, you are encountering somebody who's on the same line for you. So you have the opportunity to meet a soulmate if you go down this path. You will meet somebody who's destined on your path. All of this comes together. If you don't believe in yourself in the way that you need to believe in, and you don't take the actions for the person that you need to be, you're not going to be able to attract the things that you truly want to attract because you've stayed stagnant in some low energy vibration. That's not what you want to do. You want to listen to your intuition and go for the big bucks, you know, and take a risk, because you will be successful. If I told you, you will be successful if you do this, but you have to prepare, you have to practice. Then I hope that you are encouraged to do it, because this is a really beautiful reading for my Libra people, even though I kept calling you Geminis. It was a really great reading, if you allow it to be. But this reading could be a freaking nightmare. It could send you into a panic attack, not even gonna lie, if you're not prepared. Don't be like me in my dream. I don't want to be. So now we're going to move into the last part, which is the astrological analysis. This is just what I was talking about earlier, how my placements could be a little bit different than yours, but the energy should read about the same. My handwriting is a mess, so I'm going to go through this slowly. So yeah, let's get into it. Libra, the sun will be entering Aquarius, your 5th house of creativity, on February 13th. You could have some beautifully revolutionary ideas that may take form. As Jupiter and Mercury occupy this house as well, starting in March, ending in April, you could find yourself feeling very inspired. Some of you will have a very active dating life, meeting all kinds of new peoples from all different cultures. Others of you could be expecting children, so expect family expansion as well. Be careful if you don't want children, okay? Use this time to explore and experience with your self-expression. Some of you could be very focused on fashion. So interesting. This does look like it could deal with some sort of creativity, you know, and I mentioned singing, so it could be something along those natures with that 5th house. And then we have Venus and Mars will be conjunct in March in Capricorn in your 4th house. You may be inspired to redecorate, to get those creative juices flowing. You could also be looking to buy a new luxury vehicle. On the other hand, with Mars in your 4th house, you could encounter some issues within your home/married life. You could find yourself quite restless at times, but focus on your creativity. Try and bring balance to your home life and reach a resolution. Don't let your temper get the best of you. Watch out for stomach issues because of stress. Be mindful of what you eat, okay? So that is my astrological analysis for you guys. I think it complemented this reading really well and offered just a different perspective. Again, the placements that I listed, they are sidereal, so they're going to be different from what you hear mainstream, but I find those to be a little bit more accurate in my humble opinion. All right, so that is what I got for you, Libras. Please don't miss this opportunity. Don't regret whatever it is that you want to do. You are so talented. You are so right for the job, but you are certainly going to have to be brave and courageous, because you have a blessing coming your way. There is a beautiful opportunity that is coming your way, and it is going to lead you down the path for you to generate all of the things that you've managed for yourself. But if you do not take it, you will miss out, and you will know. You will still get to your destination. Trust me. You're not going to not get to where you're supposed to be, in my humble opinion. I think that you can miss an exit and you can always make a U-turn. But why waste the gas if you could just take the exit now? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got for you, Libras. Thank you again so much. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell and check out my music if you have a chance. Thank you. Peace. Until next time.